Hello, everybody. Gabriel Bolint here, product manager for LIMSABC, and today I'm going to show you how LIMSABC works with different batches, including toxicology or molecular batches. For that, I'm going to head to our results review screen. Everything is done via our results review screen. The very first thing I'm going to show you is how to create a batch. I'm working as a molecular service group, so for that I'm going to be working with molecular type of testing, but that's applicable to toxicology as well, or any other testing that requires batching. The very first thing I'm going to show, create a batch, and for that I'm going to head to this create batch option in here, and this shows me with the very first step of the wizard where I can choose an equipment. I'm going to do a Quant Studio. um, I can give up a name to the batch. I can give a name to the plate. I can assign somebody to the batch, but I'm not gonna do any of that today. I'm just gonna hit next, and I can start scanning my samples. So let me put a few samples here: 1044, 1045, 1053, and now I have these three samples in my batch. It gives me information about the type of samples that I have, and it gives me information about the patient and the client information and the collection information, which might be useful as well. Now I'm gonna hit save here, and this will prompt me with the wizard that will create this um, batch, and I can just close the model and refresh the grid, and now I have my new batch 33 created here, and my samples are now in my batch. This was an easy way to create a batch. One important thing that we can do with the batch is we can generate a file, and this file can be custom based on the instrument, so then you can generate the file and then load that file on the instrument very easily. If you need to modify the batch, we have a modify option here. We also have a more of an advanced batch management where you can just clean up, manage your batches. And if I go to this one, it gives me the list of all of the batches that I have. It gives me how many samples I have in each batch, and it tells me how many samples have not been completed in the batch. So this way I can complete the batch, or I can just select the batch and open that batch if I need to see what's going on. So I'm gonna head back, and I'm going to show you the molecular PCR batch review. This was done specifically for molecular batches, where these molecular batches can be reviewed more in advance. I'm just going to open the PCR batch review. I'm going to select my instrument, which is my Quant Studio. I'm going to select my run, and I have this one, and I'm going to start reviewing. So the very first thing I want to mention is that the information here at the top is displayed in an order that goes from left to right, that we think is the order that the data should be reviewed. First is the run information, then you look at the QCs, then the layout, and then all of the results that are configured in the system for this type of analysis. And the order of these results will be determined for each client. So if you want to see the detected first, then the detected will be first versus the indeterminate versus the inconclusive, and so on. That's an option for every client to choose. And each of these results will tell you how many you actually have from the results. I have one positive, I have 5, I have 9 high, I have 1 indeterminate, I have 0 not detected, 0 not. So that means now that no result is not detected nor negative, but it means that those will be in any of the previous results. So this means that there are no samples that have all of the results negative, or all of the results not detected, because at least one of them will be either positive, high, or indeterminate. So if I look at the run information here, it gives me the chemistry, experiment name. All of this information here comes from the result file itself. Also gives a specific calculation for the client, and this one tells how many QCs have failed. But we can add other calculations to show more important information if a client needs that. Also, it gives you here information how many samples were, how many controls were run, and then you can record information about the actual run, who created the run, who performed the extraction, the analysis, and the QC review. So all of this information can be recorded with the date and the technician that did the work. I'm gonna head out to the QC results, and as I can see here, I have failed results of the QC. So I can go here and I can see those failed results. So my negative QC failed. I can see the result here that it failed. I can expand this and it will give me the actual results, and I can see that I have these two targets here that have failed, and I can see the well position. So these two results failed. So I can actually head now to my plane layout, and I can see I had the QCs failed in A1 and A2, and I can see them right here. These are the two that failed. I click on them and I can actually see the result, and I can see the result as I switch between these wells, and these three patient results are only not detected. As I click through them, it will update the result grid at the bottom. So this is a good way to see cross-contamination or any other useful information about the batch. And this information, again, comes from the file, so whatever information was passed to us will be available. Now, if I go to my first option here, which are the positives, I can see that I have one positive sample. I can expand the results for this sample, and I can see which target it's positive for E. coli. It gives me the average results, average CT-AM score, average CQ-conf, and these results are being calculated based on the replicates. So if you have 2 or 3 replicates, those will be averaged out, and that's what you see here. But if you expand, you can actually see each of the results. Another option here is to be able to see all of the results for that specimen that I have the details here. So if I click on show all results, this brings me everything for that patient. So I can see that there are some indeterminate results, and then all of the other ones are negative. This way I can make an informed decision, and I can take one of the actions available in here. And if I quickly go here, you can complete, you can reject, you can flag the result as critical. You can actually take a look at the report, or if you need to retest, then you can retest. And this similar view is available for all of these other ones. And then the important one is the all. Here you see all of the results in the batch in a similar manner. So if I go to all, I see all of my samples, and I have the same options here for each, including the details where I can see the results. By the way, these colors for the results, the green, the light green, the red, they are configured by clients, so you can have different colors based on your needs. If I go to exceptions here, this exception shows me all of the results that have not been processed. So if you upload a result file and there are results that we do not know what to do, for example, the sample was not completed yet in accession, those will show up in this exception list, and you can do different things. You can take action upon the different results. The other important thing is the analysis parameters. This one will give you all of the limits that were used for this particular run. So you can have the lows, the in range results, and so on. So you can see all of the limits that were used for the different targets here. So let me, I don't want to close this one. Once you're done, you can just complete the batch, and the batch is done. All of the samples will be completed, and depending on the system and how it's configured, it will go to the requisition approval, or if that's automated, it will go to the, a final report will be sent. That's it. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.